Chubb Confer is a visiting assistant professor of religion at the Oberlin College, Ohio. She is a scholar of Islam in South Asia. She received her PhD in Islamic Studies at the University of Chicago Divinity School in 2020. Her dissertation was Islamic Modernity, Relics, Ambiguity, Muhammad Iqbal, and the Ghazal. She presented several papers and she has so many things to her credit, but I will just refer here one or two papers of your presentation. One is The Remnants of Eternal Possibility, Iqbal and Lyric Time in the Ghazal. And another paper, I think presentation, Nightingales and Falcons, Iqbal's Ghazal between Persian and Urdu. And today her topic is Iqbal, Rumi, and the Poetry of Inspiration. So please welcome Dr. Francesca Confer for her talk.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that generous introduction. Thank you also to the Urdu Institute. It's really nice to come back here again. I came a few times as a graduate student at the University of Chicago. And thank you, of course, as well to Mr. Amin Haider. मैं उनकी बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ. मोहतरम हाज़रीन, ये तो मेरी खुशनसीबी है कि मैं आप तमाम अहले इल्मों के सामने कुछ इक़बाल के बारे में पेश कर सकती हूँ. ये मुझे एहसास बख्शेगा. जैसा कि आपको मालूम होगा, उर्दू मेरी मादरी ज़बान नहीं है, तो इस्तिलाहात या तलफ़ुज़ में गलती होती तो मुझे माफ़ कर दीजिए. Maybe I too should join the children's class after their excellent performance. I won't speak in Urdu the entire time, since as Amin Haider Sahab said, we have many Nojavan who don't necessarily understand Urdu, so that everyone can understand. I'll say some in Urdu, but some in English. It's really nice to be in a room full of people who care about poetry, who care about Urdu, who care about Iqbal. I've recently been working on a new translation of Iqbal's Javednama, which is a magnificent Persian masnavi in which Iqbal, guided by Rumi, ascends the spheres of the planets up to the heavens, meeting various historical and literary figures along the way. This ranges from the Sufi martyr Hallaj to Nietzsche to the Buddha, all kinds of characters. Iqbal's guide, his peer, right, his rahnuma, is none other than Rumi. Iqbal considered Rumi to be his peer throughout his life. We see Rumi in this role also in Iqbal's earlier work, right? The Javednama is not the first time we meet Rumi as Iqbal's guide. He shows up in this role in Iqbal's earlier work, like Asrar-e-Khudi, which we just heard from as well. I wanted to take a moment to pause at the very beginning of the celestial journey of the Javednama, when the narrator, whose name is Zindarud, usually understood to be an analog for Iqbal himself. This narrator is sitting in solitude on the shore of the ocean, admiring the sunset, and he's moved to recite a ghazal. It just comes to him, and that particular ghazal is a famous one of Rumi's. And this recitation by Zindarud of Rumi's ghazal causes Rumi himself to appear. He descends from the heavens, and he begins guiding Zindarud upwards, right, through the celestial spheres. And so what I think is really interesting about this moment, right, this moment between Rumi and Iqbal and a kind of poetic inspiration, is that it's not just Rumi himself, but Rumi's poetry, right? Perhaps even poetry in a general sense that guides Zindarud in this story, and guided Iqbal too, in his life and his thought. इक़बाल का एक शेर है, ये तो बाले जिब्रील से, और वो कहते हैं इस असर को भी उसने दिया है कोई पैगाम, कहते हैं चिराग राह अहरार है रूमी. So, just as Iqbal asks here what role Rumi might play, right, for him in his own historical context, I think that, you know, we can also ask this question, right? We can also ask कि आजकल इक़बाल की अहमियत क्या है? इक़बाल क्यों अहम है? And I think कि हमारे लिए भी वो एक रहनुमा है, especially these days, when the future feels so uncertain, when we stand on the threshold, unsure of what's happening or what might happen next. We could all use a little bit of what scholars of Iqbal call his zauq-e-yaqeen, right? His taste or his relish for certainty. These days, we could all use a little zauq-e-yaqeen. And just like Iqbal and Rumi, we could do a lot worse than to read and to reread and to listen to again and again the poetry of all of those who showed us the way and came before us. Shukriya.
We just wanted to get a couple of comments from you, so we really appreciate that. Dr. Saiba हमेशा हमारे साथ बहुत रही है, उनके बड़े मजबूत हैं, और आज से नहीं बल्कि स्टूडेंट लाइफ से जो है वो हमारे साथ हैं उर्दू इंस्टीट्यूट के, ये इनायत है कि आज तशरीफ लाएंगे ऑल द वे फ्रॉम ओहायो. तो हम चाहेंगे कि आपकी खिदमत में कौन से जनरल साहब तशरीफ लाएँ और ये अभी और आपकी पेश करें और वो जैसा कि मैंने ये कहा कि ये जनाब हमारे रियाजी साहब की इनायत है और ये जॉइंट जो एक अक्स है उसका साथ की पेंटिंग का वो आपकी जरूरत है.